You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online Television, where they stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring the program come to you this Friday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba. Good morning. Today is Friday, the 20th day of December 2024. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, if you don't follow the news, you're going to see to the members of Parliament go get for debate the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill, waiting now before the members of Parliament as a lot of conversation don't they go around since the Minister of Health, we don't go put this particular bill in Parliament. It sparked a lot of debates. We make today Liberty Online TV go can look at the dynamics where this particular bill don't they take and waiting at the essence we make government wants for let them pass. And that's what they discuss in this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Well, this and other story them then at the program for you this Friday morning as Unadayeri from Mabel. Today we look at the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Rights Bill where the Minister of Health too, Dr. Jalikatu Mustapha been go table na Parliament before Member of Parliament them. Well, from that ended to now, many people don't get concern and conversation there around this bill, and one part this group now the Interreligious Council where been go na Parliament and try for engage members of Parliament them for sure their own concern and perspective them for sake of this bill if member of Parliament then turn into law. Well, today we can get conversation around this particular bill where they in a Parliament now. They wait for the member of Parliament and debate them. And at the studio this morning, now a pleasure for get 3 studio guests them we go can talk to una we audience them about this particular bill. We'll introduce first the Deputy Minister too. Now the Ministry of Health, when I in the champion this bill, and I been good table and a Parliament, you can talk to we from the health perspective. What in this bill mean for particularly women them na salon. Good morning, Dr. Jalikatu Mustapha, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, we also get the Minister of Information and Civic Education, where na Honorable Chair Noba, you can talk to we from the government's perspective, where can the importance of this bill and women the right for choose waiting they want for their body. Good morning, Siba, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Morning, Khadija, morning, Mabel, and morning, family. I'd like to be as always.
All right, as I tell you now, the Interreligious Council na a body we make up of both the Muslim religion and the Christian religion, and this they can call as an eminent people them. Then we get a concern for sake of this particular bill, and then we gonna Parliament, therefore engage with member of Parliament them. Now the studio this morning for can get the perspective and they talk on behalf of the Interreligious Council. We get Bishop Akintayo Samjoli. Good morning, Bishop, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you for giving the opportunity for people this morning.
All right, that's now we 3 studio guests them will get this morning. And in case you say for the watch, we get question or you get concern, you get anything we want for nobody's bill, send them through the number +232 74200 545, or you can as well send them through the comment section at any of the platform there we watch with this morning. We they start with the conversation, and we go begin with the Deputy Minister too. When at the process as I tell you earlier, now in the champion this particular bill, now them be draft them and now in go table and before Member of Parliament them. From that ended to now, plenty conversation and controversy then they around this bill. So the minister, we go start with a tell we exactly what they talk about, the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill. What exactly will they talk about?
Thank you. So I shall say all man and salon will tell you say they know woman or the family or family we unfortunately die because of what we told born picking business internally. And for the longest time we be one of the countries where we get the most maternal death would be one. For the past 5-6 years, a lot of investment can go into the health system, specifically for deal with maternal death. And one of the key achievements where we get as a health sector in the past 5 years or so, the big reduction in that maternal death rate we see. Between 2017 and 2021, we got over 60% reduction. It's unheard of for record to get that amount of reduction in that short time. And this is not a result of a lot of investment from government, but also support from the partner. So what in Dande and do for we inspire we for saying if we will do this in this short time, why we for even be satisfied for stay at that figure? Even though they do better than some African countries, we still get one of the worst maternal death in the world. So as a country, of course, we all subscribe to what they call sustainable development, 100,000 like that. What we see, and even way President will come tell we see why we not want for satisfactory even prestige. Why we not even see it when they strive for zero preventable maternal death. When we say no woman in this country not for die because of reproductive health problem. Whether not for born kid, whether not cancer, whether not infection, anything that for baby in my reproductive health. Why for that? For my way they live in other country. So we look at them critically as Ministry of Health and say, okay, so how they can target this problem of maternal death? We get 5 main causes of maternal death. How they address each of them, and the underlying factor of all the causes are systemic problems. Yes, systemic problems, systemic gaps in the health sector, and also absence of progressive laws for reproductive health. So we will take an all-inclusive approach. How they target the health sector and the systemic problems, including the infrastructure, the number of health workers already, the deployment of the health workers, salary, all this, but also make the laws then for guide this provision. And then they can make the Safe Motherhood Bill. Mind you, this bill, they did not do before, in a different, more, I should say, more restrictive version, we even just talk about safe abortion. We come now, because of the mandate to the president, okay, now see how we expand this and make a comprehensive bill that address all reproductive health issues for women. So we go to tackle the issue of maternal mortality as a whole. The bill, they in different sections. They talk about the responsibility of the government, the responsibility of the Ministry of Health, the responsibility of the health workers, the legal system, and oversight. And they talk about the provisions of the bill. So, just in summary, waiting we think about who the message to the implementation. So first of all, on the issue of the bill, they address, like I say, all reproductive health issues, including, let's say, reproductive health cancer, for women like breast cancer, cervical cancer. Again, I should say all women know somebody beyond that. And they talk about how to make sure we treat and prevent sexually transmitted infections. They talk about how to prevent and manage gender-based violence. And they talk about how to make we get comprehensive health education for women and African across the country so that we know how to take care of themselves and their reproductive. They also talk about how to treat social issues in the really cause a lot of pressure on women with infertility and enable women that really want speaking how to help them for picking. Now on the issue of pregnancy or belly business specifically, this bill tells us okay, the help women they want belly for belly, but also they make sure say all belly with women get belly in want. And that's a big problem because I'll put a little bit of statistics. Now salon we average say about 45 pregnancies a year. And the research we do in 2021, they show we see almost 40%, 38% of the specific ordered pregnancies and then unwanted pregnancies. This could be anything between 120 to 150,000. That alone is a huge number. Okay, now like the problem in the beginning in the first place. Okay, so they say all belly will be make sure say belly woman. How do we do this? Number one, we make sure say the one that we want belly will give we help them for the belly. The one that we not ready for the belly will expand and make available preventive services, then family planning, for make sure say we use them so that we will avoid unwanted pregnancy. We also expand health education for teach women and how to protect themselves and prevent unwanted pregnancy. Then the woman that we want belly, we get them and they are not ready for the belly. We make sure say we guide them through the pregnancy, make them the safe pregnancy and safe delivery of them and their picking them. Again, because the bill also try to protect newborns, right? Because we have high rate of newborns and stillbirth. Then we come to the issue of women that we get them and then we want to do right? So we don't do all things for prevention in the first place. But you get some women no matter what, we will still get them and then the first role of the Ministry of Health now for take them money, offer them counseling services and support system and options for them able to keep the belly, get a bond picking and support them through that process. Even though we don't do all that, we expect say this number of unwanted pregnancies, that 120,000 go can on plastically and not just supposition. This is not the way other countries they do and they don't report their result. Now we will still get a few women despite all this, despite the counseling, despite the provision, despite all trade only for them, they will still get them in time no matter what you do. And we also get women away and subjected to unfortunate circumstances that create victims picking their way don't suffer incest or some cases where medically the woman life will lost in life if we not terminate like ectopic pregnancy, eclampsia, hypertension, pregnancy, normal body condition. In their instances, then the bill will say, let me offer them option of safe services for terminated pregnancy. So why do they push all these aspects of the bill? Again, the primary focus on prevention of unwanted pregnancy, and then the option of safe termination, because right now, out of the 120 to 150,000 unwanted pregnancies, in 2021, the same research will show we get 91,000 abortions a year in Sierra Leone. And the important aspect of that is these are unsafe. They go underground, they happen with quacks and other things. And a lot of these women and girls, they lost their life, over 70%. They end up lost their life, end up with serious debilitating and complications. So it's a problem that is there that we are also trying to address. And again, I just want to say we don't get similar bills where other countries don't enact. And it not only reduce unwanted pregnancy per se, but of course, because it reduces unwanted pregnancy, also lead to a reduction even in the number of women who they seek to terminate pregnancy. So just for sure, say a bill like this, I think for me, the way how we say it's a win-win for everybody. It's going to protect the lives of women. It will also protect the health of women. It will also reduce the number of abortions in the first place. When they find controversial in this bill, and it is shows that we're serious about protecting the health and living of women as a country.
We all know since you go lay this particular bill in Parliament, among all the many things that we don't make mention of, say that it's in them with the inside this bill, they always spark a lot of controversy, gets further around the abortion area. We can't shy away from it. When I done especially the Interreligious Council gets a whole lot of issues where we go for come talk to Bishop about, let them set me then kiss as to why they think say this for the part of the bill. But also one thing we don't come from the public is when they put this particular bill together, who that be involved, who that when I reach out to, we want to reach a conclusion. See this particular part, for example, for day inside this bill.
Okay. So again, the small list about the bill, colleague and I also tell you to talk a bit more about that because they don't involve in that even long before this time. In 2015 again, the narrower version of this bill been passed by in the Parliament twice. we call it the Safe Abortion Act. We just really talk about specifically the provisions of abortion, and being get assent from the president back then. So after that, this was 2015, so that's 9 years ago. So after that, the bill died down force. Then, 2018, President Bill came back, he came into power, and he put women's empowerment and well-being as a top priority on the agenda. So this bill was rekindled. And it was rekindled by the Ministry of Health, but also with a lot of other partners, including the civil society organization, and so I'm not giving we get an organization called PAHA, we made up of over 60 civil society organizations, women's groups, youth groups, health professionals, legal professionals, a lot of people come together and say, okay, let's work on this document. Since the president don't say we for reduce maternal mortality to zero and for improve health and well-being, how do we make this document reflect our vision of the president for protect women and girls? So now all my work on how this document. Now, for the past 6 years, there's been so much consultation. I cannot tell you how much. We don't get thousands of engagements on this one particular document. At community level, at chiefdom level, we get we even get position papers from paramount chiefs, from women and leaders, then from youth groups, just for show how much people are not invested in this document for the past almost years. And again, we don't get a lot of engagement with the interreligious council. Several over the years, up to maybe 2-3 weeks ago, even a month ago, we get another engagement. The bill, it's not a secret document for me. This is a document where the reason why we work on this document are for the people of Senegal, right? So we therefore make sure, and we have made sure it therefore reflects a few things. Number one, the problem on the ground that we are trying to address, and the data, way back to my data, and also the views of everybody, because again, this is a democracy. So this document, with 100% assurance, it is inclusive and not include the views of everybody. And again, I also want to mention, even at this point, it is not a static document. We constantly work on the document based on the feedback and the views that we get from the public and the different stakeholders there. So it is not a static document. I want to make that clear as well. I think also want to make clear, when you have an issue for deal with like this, we all know it's going to be a controversial issue, right? We go do a lot of engagement, and we go always continue to engage. Even now, even after it is passed, for the next 10 years, we still need to engage on this document, because there's so much provision, and even the provisions therefore they change to reflect the situation in the town. But it is also fair for me to say we will never have 100% agreement with everybody, every stakeholder who is involved in this document.
All right, Madam Minister, continue for the with we. Now just bring in the Minister of Information before Council. Bishop, forgive the perspective of the Interreligious Council, as you state, not only engage them over and over. Siba, one other issue we don't come up in all of the conversation, and you there so as a government minister and spokesperson for government. Now this issue of the external intervention from the US government, they push, they're interested, although don't see a notice to the official Facebook page where they write, they don't get anything for do with this. But when they see people and they come out, they bash government. For example, you see the African Express pull long statements, they say government they push for this particular bill because of certain money where they want to get from the US government.
Sometimes it can be difficult for Fola, Minister, Deputy Minister of Health, because I think you don't make an passionate, simple, facts-based conversation about this bill. Since President Bill told President Nassalo, he gets some very clear goals with Civic. One of them, that if a problem exists, will it affect particularly women, they're ready for do whatever it takes for solve that problem. Following the evidence, following what the law say, following what you need for do that. So for years, we have been campaigning for like pregnant girls and hospitals. I remember some of the same people that really talk today, they say, President, we only want to do that, or we only be the advocates for that because of money we didn't give. Like say, me, I for care about my sister because somebody else give me money. I can try not to be offended by that statement there on a personal level. But when somebody go to the level of, say, the president of the country, they try to address the problem of the country, their maternal mortality, we still get one of the highest rates in the entire world. The data are clear, the science clear. We can argue, we can disagree with the Inter-Religious Council on how to solve the problem. But the data, the evidence today, whether you get this law, whether you don't get this law, every day 3 to 5 women will die. It's assured. Every day, every year, 90,000 will seek for terminated pregnancy. The oath we President Bill take, the oath we take as public officials, is to do what we must for solve social problems, societal problems today. And President Bill will consistently. The people the way they say in America make could change the laws. I can push back and tell them very simply. Even the America where I lived for many years, we get way more progressive laws than them. On gender equality and women's empowerment, not to the period, because they're not as progressive as we have a Civic bill, we guarantee 30% inclusion. Nobody don't give up for that. President Bill is a champion, is a believer. Okay? You take child marriage. In America, most people don't know this. Speaking in marry they still in some states. You can marry they below 18. In America, in Salon, despite years and years of work of pushing on this President Bill, bam, end up. You take the issue of death penalty. In America, today, many states they get death penalty, President Bill. Again, not to person tell them not to because money, but because they believe in what he need for do for solve the problems of Salon. So if anybody grab, normally the people that by the way they want to be quotes. We all are public, within a public space. If somebody make a claim and the person made a responsibility to prove that claim, it's easy for anybody to make a claim. But what you know we do now for show you a single evidence. 2022, President Bill attended the African Conference on Sexual Health and Rights. He stood on stage and said, "Me government don't overwhelmingly endorse the Safe Motherhood Bill. We will decriminalize." That's His Excellency the President. 2 years ago. It's taken 2 years. This same bill in that 2 years don't come to cabinet. The Honorable Minister a few months ago can't cabinet. Cabinet, by the way, is made up of a representation of Sierra Leoneans. His Excellency is a practicing Catholic. The Honorable Vice President is a practicing Muslim. The Chief Minister, we get people in living are hardcore Pentecostal Christians. We all there, we all listen to the facts, we listen to the emotions, we consider all the evidence. The cabinet of this country understood there's a problem, we have a duty to solve. Same reason with 2015, Parliament of this country look at the facts and pass on the people's representative. Same reason make it don't go first reading, second reading, don't go committee, and they come back in front of Parliament. We can get a debate. In a democracy, we must have a debate. We welcome the bishop their point of view. We continue to engage them. We welcome the Islamic Council their point of view. We welcome people who disagree strongly. We get a passionate point of view. We say I take exception to and the notion that somehow we care what we own because somehow I'm a foreigner will not know me and tell. That's insulting and it's disrespectful, and I take the greatest exception to that.
The aspects behind this particular conversation where so many people perhaps don't take as their own position, where public education are one part, where very important for any bill where they go parliament, although the members of parliament and DD for represent the people them. This issue of, for many people, we think say, now taking life of picking way not to tell you say we are in Canada world. So many people already ask questions around this, Mr. Minister. How you go explain to the set of people and they watch you right now?
It's very
why
simple.
a proper, if like our government is say, when I want to let this bill pass, why if for pass?
All right.
That particular aspect of it.
So, think about it as two options. We have two options. The one option is 90,000 people there. Whether we get this law or not, this is now it's now called the status quo. Without this law, today, plenty people in the sick for terminates them whether they are cross. One option, we nine some people they want. This law will do nothing because you don't watch them, then go there, then do one, then die. I get personal experience. I can always like for share that story there of my little cousin. She was 17, now in a house. We get belly, go pull up, not to quack, they hide, he's sick. One day he bleed in our house, we take her, rush her to an hospital. I held her hand, I watched her and died, I buried her. That's the reality. Plenty people know that. So if you want to talk about life, that's life. The woman in life, the guy thinking in life, the current citizen of Salome in life. This law, at no point of this law, it suggests say we for promote abortion. At no point it suggests say we for increase. In fact, it is time for do the opposite. It is say before Haja, because they get up in there, let get access to reproductive health information, access to reproductive health services, access to family planning services. So you will only get there where you know where he wants. You know, will make mistake for get better. That's number one. That's a duty where the government gets. You have to do that. You know, say, oh no, we so get this very clean position, but because that issue is so complex. No, that's why they elect us, His Excellency, and make the PQ, and make the Parliament, and make the take. The second thing with the minister says is, if at the end of the day you don't do all those things, but Aja get a belly, and Aja say, look, let you go up the candle with respect. Let Bishop preach, fire couples, I have the candle. He let Imam pray. Church must come, we all move go. If Aja no one wants to keep that belly, maybe Khadija, number two will say, Aja, the responsibility of the state not to for judge Aja, and not to for sentence Aja to death. Because by doing nothing, we will watch Aja go and die to the quack in an unregulated, fitty-fatter sector. What government is proposing is instead of watch Aja, knowing saving Aja a good die, they will put in place mechanisms. A, they will designate. That means when they say, okay, if you must terminate this pregnancy, you can only do it in these particular facilities. Those facilities now will be registered, will be licensed, will be regulated, and the person will do one for be a trained and certified medical practitioner. What's in that they do, again from the perspective of a government. I make I say, I welcome the opposing view, but we come up from different places, right? Your own job now for Riley, every pray, every for we'll sin logo, let go seek forgiveness. But the business of the state is for regulate sin. Very important that people know that. That's not the business of the state. So we part is where all landed on Apple let Aja gets that kind of facility. And then we make sure say if we don't put all that provision in place, anybody else now go to quack, you try for do government find out this law actually they get punishment for that person there. The law they impose severe sanctions, punishments, fine and imprisonment for anybody who will do outside of that certified, designated services that the government don't put in place. So, essence of this law. Now for work, now make I say, when I listen to Inter-Interest Council, I say we actually get the same goals. They want for reduce unwanted pregnancy, they want for reduce abortion. This bill, now the only proposal, mark my words, and you will listen to plenty words now over the next few weeks as we discuss this bill. Now, one great proposal they in front right now, where they address the problem of the 90,000 assured every year.
Which is?
the Safe Motherhood Bill?
All right, now just bring in the bishop as you don't give away some of the reason them we make governments the push for the parliament pass this bill. From the medical doctor, Dr. Jalikatu Mustapha, when at the day before and I the champion this particular bill. Bishop, Lord bring you come in now. Many people can remember not to today on don't day at this particular issue we get for do with this particular bill. We don't come back as a safe motherhood. We even go back in parliament. The last time when I engage members of parliament and up to the presidency, we make the president be return and agree for putting signature. This time around back, it don't turn to the Safe Motherhood Bill. We soon again when I go to parliament stage a protest. Waiting at the interreligious council then issue when they talk about this bill.
Thank you. And I go one for just make mention that as a national presently, I'm a Christian, and me clergy colleague as a Muslim, not the national simply because of the space in the studio. All right, so it's been outside. It just message say it return because not get space inside. So what did they say? Not just a Christian perspective. Let me start off with that. And secondly, let me go on for say that as we talk about, the walkway Ministry of Health, we commend all the gains we don't make for help people in a saloon. And we say we appreciate that and want to see the best for people in a saloon. And so we acknowledge they don't make great strides, and we want to see them continue to make great strides. And as the Minister of Information say, they acknowledge very well that we as religious leaders, we focus on the well-being of our people, all right? And he also make mention about the president of Sweden being a Catholic and the vice president being a Muslim, both of them devout in their faith. Okay, and we are the same representation. Then also just that he switched this time. Okay, with all right, and so I will start by saying that we first rule now will bring people to understand what not God in position on these matters, and the people will take God out of their conscience and decide for sway in the place where they think they're only being scientific or then they be otherwise wise, go come back to a place for realize that the wisdom of God is more than we and going to see deeper than we. All right? And both faiths, particularly Catholics, we also the Honorable Health Minister Nasu share the same faith with the President, the Honorable Minister of Information, the same faith with Vice President. Both faith, Catholics and Muslims, are totally opposed in the scriptures to abortion. So now, as they say, as on the basis of voting, the Minister of Information don't say, the Nandina, the religious that they will for push Nandi, they are not pushing that. But we want for no say, you lead a people with this now what's not in values. So you cannot discard the religious, the social, the traditional, okay, and such values of the people we represent and impose on them what you think. All right, say right for them. Now also, I would say that we go back to a few basic things that we have for build on before going. Now, as the ministers say, the health ministers say, this bill don't exist as abortion bill. Twice don't go to parliament. Twice the president refused to sign, okay? And this come back up. And I go, one will say that the president, I come from his angle and Connington, His Excellency the President, no one foresee abortion, not in priority. What you want to see that the health of people, all right? So let's get it clear that that's not in focus. For see the well-being of people, not to for kill people them. That is not his focus, all right? Now, saying that, let me understand what in motherhood be. If you go to dictionary for define motherhood for we, they talk about how somebody go born pikin and take care of the pikin for good nine motherhood. What in Safe they talk about? Safe they talk about what in the best practice, way will give somebody the best outcome in life in terms of protection, in terms of well-being. All right. So now, what thing it mean for kill? For kill means for take away life. Now that it mean when you kill somebody, you take away in life. Now, when we talk about abortion, we talk about taking away the lives of existing people. All right? We, in the own scientific argument, they're not considered a mortal man. But you get blood and you get life. So is it a different creature on a human being? Now, animal inside the belly or a mortal man inside the belly? All right? Now, dog inside the belly. Na dog na the tooth, na puss na the tooth, na mortal man na the tooth. So for typhoid, say, what's inside the belly, not to mortal man it born. Something. Now, so the very second point with the one with Mr. Make, the abortion bill. When in no work, then go and put other things there for make them presentable. So the abortion bill was rejected. So then there's something that them put aside and take all other health consideration and treat them separately in a separate bill. Okay? But then, at the same time, now, just go massage them. Now, in the latest documents, there was a very insulting meeting we've been at once. Now, Family Kingdom, in which we face, they said to us, okay, we're going to start with a problem. They don't like the word abortion. So they'll put them there. And the next thing we see, what to see? Termination of pregnancy. You just like we see the massage picking them. All right? Now, so the issues, and just like putting them, the minister say, yes, there's been engagements with the religious people. We only come in after what happened in 2015. We'll go to Parliament and go to His Excellency President, the then President, okay? Now, on that day, and then it went quiet. Then they only come back and they begin to engage with it small, and not in the way they should. Now, also, one of the conversations I want to like for involving, that now way somebody just talk with me, so you talks, I talk with you. But then all the views we represent are not represented.
So what do you want to put the consultations?
So,
They're
yes.
not inside the bill.
Not there inside the bill, not reflected. I'll go through those things in a moment. But I lay the foundation for making a stand and say, if they can't talk with me, if I don't talk with you 1 10, 2 10, 3 10, I'll tell you right now, great patience to the exercise for even dinner so. And this I say in the very last meeting we'll get, which happened 3 Tuesdays ago, I said that to them. That over the past 9 years, they come and ask me at different points in time, okay, would not say, I'm not consistently, but when it does happen, and they'll go to them, all right. Then they go and come back, and take for example, like this one now, just the word abortion, put them and put termination of pregnancy. You understand? But then, attend to the matters at hand. Now, make I go into a few of these things and make I go to abortion proper, because this bill gets more than abortion. Okay? And we need to talk about the Maputo protocol, but there's some things in it of great concern. Now, if you look back in 2015, when we opposed that bill, and then some of the versions we come on earlier on, they point to, for example, girl child that is 13 upwards being considered now as a woman, okay, and all these things they play in between somewhere, all right. Now, some of the things vanish along the line as we go, but it not vanish in terms of removing it, but put in other forms, okay, we are going to make reference to. So now that we go to the abortion, what to make the minister go give right to abortion, let me go that from 0 to full term, abortion can be committed under this bill. From 0 to full term, they will give this condition, that condition, but up to full term, which means up to 1 minute before the pikin born, they can kill the pikin inside the womb. Full term. There's no age barrier given to that. Now, the first one says from 0 to 14 weeks. Go and check what happened to Pekin within 0 to 5 weeks. She's a medical doctor, I'm not a medical doctor, the picture, but with a read, what in, then put out there. Go and check what that by 14 weeks, if you don't know a motor man, you don't know a motor man by looks, the shapes, by the different scientific capabilities we don't develop in the child. This is a full-blown human being. So from 0 to 14 weeks, just when you go to page 9 on the bill, you will see them very clearly. Just what are the first reason for commit abortion? 0 to 14 weeks. For what? 14. So basically, abortion on demand. All right. One will say and talk about malformation. What not the extent of malformation? Will you say they make you commit abortion? No, not just malformation. So you understand that we don't born with limbs defects and other things, which they make salient contribution to society. So if this kind of bill been there in place, that means all the way now, people were born blind, people were born with a limb, defect or something, they're not for deep by now they contribute to what they contribute. Therefore, them kill them all based on this bill. All right. We go to all the reasons given. One of the funny things and way I really think maybe wasn't thought through more carefully about the reason given. Make we look at this one, number 3, on the safe termination pregnancy services, where one I don't make mention the age of pregnancy is 14 weeks or less. So simply that's all. Just once 14 weeks, if you want, just put on come out. Number 2, the continued pregnancy will endanger the life of a woman or adolescent girl. I think if it's broken down some more because this can be interpreted in any way, in any direction. Number 3, the termination of a pregnancy is necessary to prevent, watch this now, please listen to it carefully, okay? The termination, not to doctor, but at least we try for interpret English small. The termination of pregnancy is necessary to prevent injury to the physical or mental health of a pregnant woman or adolescent girl. Okay, so the termination of a pregnancy is necessary to prevent mental health. No, go and look at the side effects of abortion in women. They cause a lot of mental stress, mental disorders, will even lead to suicide, and all this evil going on. But then say termination of pregnancy necessary for prevent mental health. How does it prevent mental health? Okay, and then in a woman or adolescent girl. So the bills say, talk about adult and whatever, which is age 18, and then adult, then age 21, you become responsible adult. Okay, now so we look further into this, where does it continue? On this side. So I want to talk about the malfunction of the fetus, which is affected.
Yes, Bishop. As we continue to look at them technical areas and the way perhaps the Minister of Work Council and forgot explain, especially the areas that we don't make mention of. So, but let me just quickly go so you start where you say abortion, for example.
Can we do something, Mabel? Okay.
Quickly, is that where you begin to say God wants abortion, generally speaking, because we already minister the talk, a backup in conversation with statistics and way Engi, according to research, the way you say them we don't do number of women the way they die, we perhaps and let's go for give life or where they do abortion on a daily basis. Then we just get reference that the Bible, for example, also clear say abortion that religiously from the Christian parts not good. For the understanding of the public.
Kill means voting for take life. Exodus 20 verse 13, thou shalt not kill. Deuteronomy 5 verse 17, thou shalt not kill. I can go on and on. All right? So now, but allow me for make some more comments on this one, okay? So there are many more scriptures we can give. Jeremiah 1 verse 5, Psalm 139, we talk about how God fashioned the womb and all. So there are multiple scriptures then. So if you want to make a comment from a spiritual perspective or give a spiritual lecture, I can go and I can switch to that, okay? Now, because then I'm using water for swim. Okay, so now let me look at this now. I'm not going to finish this, but as you go through, you go see that the rest of it are very concerning. But then also we get other aspects of it. So we look at things then, talk about in the bill, you will see what's used about sexuality. Sexuality goes beyond talking about, the sex of people or having children. Sexuality brings into play the whole thing of the LGBTQ, where we as a people opposed to, okay, in international definitions, okay, and also we look at things like confidentiality. We say that when a woman wants for puel belly, not just him, the doctor, and Minister of Health, nothing get dandy. There's no the agreement, okay, for a husband, no matter, only for talk to a husband, and the doctor cannot disclose to the husband, okay, about this thing because of confidentiality. So a woman and a man, can just don't plan, so could they get 1, 2, 3, or the man might get difficulties, and for any reason, okay, including mental health, the woman can go and puel belly, all right, and only for tell the husband. So then all of a sudden the man says, "What I better get the consequences." Now they say age 18, adults. Okay, now they talk about adolescent girl also can puel belly. Now remember, I say confidentiality today. So if adolescent girl can puel belly and confidentiality, which means the parents not going to say picking not go puel belly. If that picking die, who that they bury him? Who that they take care of him?
What you will say to somebody, one push
Even without this bill, this thing where una the fet also the abortion, it still they happen and people and they lost their life.
So that is the same argument in the around Diamba for smoke Diamba. Whether make a law, people smoke Diamba. All right? And so you must make a law, smoke Diamba. Okay, other things that they go on. Whether you do this, not do, people the thief, so make a law so you can thief. All right? Make us go to some extreme social. I'll still look for say because people do this, so then they justify say for make them law. No, you look at the merits of it. You look at what thing will help, okay, and what thing will help build the people. Like I talk about the effects with this will get in society.
Area of protection where the information minister just talk about.
So let's
protect
woman and girl became there.
Absolutely. Now, like I make mention at the start, I also say when you talk about health matters. Talk about health matters. Let me look at this now. The honorable minister talk about say then this could be done by medical. He use the word here. Okay, medical professionals. Okay, in the bill, it's not said that it could be performed by medical professionals or medical people. In England, for instance, there are 2 doctors. That then they do. That then will do. Do you need me to stop? Okay, so in
Go ahead, sir.
All right, okay. So example, like in England now, they all require that 2 medical doctors go down. But now also look and see if there's anything said about that. This could be done by health workers. And now they seek for trained people. Now they say this could be done all around the country. All right, how widespread will medical facilities they go for cover the country? Now once this is legalized, we don't put in place clinics that are properly equipped across the country, all right, with people properly trained. You only authorize mass murder now for saying that can just kill. So 90, if that 90,000 is correct, which are also questioned. And by the way, some of the statistics will come out now. All right, I think that things will be accessible to be long before now.
That come like public space.
No. So we'll talk about when these statistics are given. Okay, now for example, if you look at the births in the country per year, all right, and if we look at the deaths recorded, okay, now we look at 90,000, somewhere in one of the publications somewhere, as it was about 90,000, at the one day way they go in a hospital now after they don't do abortion. So now then they use for selling this. So they say possibly it's up to about 150,000. Now 150,000 abortions done in the country, I mean, that is going to be quite serious, okay?
And for the Bishop, we'll come back to you.
And we will engage the minister for just clarify some of the issues then they, and Minister Siba Sef go come in and clarify some of the issues then they. But quickly, when we take this short break, we'll come back, we'll engage the Minister of Health and the Minister of Information for clarify some of the things them where Bishop Akintayo Sanjoli, where they are, so they represent the interreligious council, we make up of 2 faith them, when are the Muslim and the Christian. In there this morning, they represent and push their own perspective where they talk about the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Rights Bill, where they now have parliament for the member of parliament they're looking. So they take this short break when they come back.
It's a brand new song for our customers. Where they bank with us all over the universe.
Save small and win big. UBA, they celebrate 75 years of better banking service. And na Salon, the bank done there for 15 years now. This na big celebration, and we want give back to we wonderful customer them. We don't make we business go find one for the past 75 years with the UBA Savings Legacy promo. Save small and get your own share upon this 350,000 loans. 30 customer them go get the chance for win cash prize every quarter. Just put 2,000 loans and above na your account. And the more you put 2,000 and above na your account, na the more you go increase your chance for win more. No wait to kapu the chance now. Your legacy starts today. The draw them go happen inside September and December 2024. Join UBA for celebrate 75 years of excellence. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Money in my pockets, I'm what I want correct. Customer service, the excellence. Now that's big with the top, now the continent.
Watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.
Welcome back. You still watch the Breakfast Show on Liberty Online Television, and today we look at the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Care Bill. We're in a Parliament. Member of Parliament and go for debate this bill, but we all know since the Deputy Minister been go table and there's so many conversations that don't come around the contents of this bill, especially the aspects of we get for do with abortion. We make today Liberty Online TV. They look at this whole bill, the issues then we don't come out, and also the minister in the studio for represent the ministry, where the Ministry of Health we carry this bill go for explain to the public the intention behind this bill, and also wait to make them want for let the members of parliament them actually agree for this bill. We don't hear register from the religious angle. Usai Bishop Sam Jolly don't explain some of the things them we don't think say as interreligious council we now don't get an official position on waiting make then feel say certain parts of this bill not for go through parliament. But let me just kind of hear a response from the Minister of Health, the Deputy Minister actually, Doctor. You said within at the studio where I mean not to the first and this one I don't get this conversation. Even before the bill the kind of parliament, we know say then talk here don't they come up as to specific areas them where Bishop don't make mention of. One, it talk about the age of termination, waiting some of the nomenclatures they wanna use inside the bill, the words they wanna use, formation, and certain areas them where them believe say wanna not explain better where them want for be convinced as to why them particular thing and they day inside the bill. Let's just come over to you for response to concerns them where it is, especially when you talk about that termination stage. What una mean? Where una they explain medically, because they say once something don't form we get blood, it's alive according to the religious aspects. Waiting at the position of the ministry in terms of then concerns and the way the interreligious council get.
Thank you very much. So again, I think say where they get all this conversation, I think Khadija be mentioned something. This all on the premise that what's not the problem right now. And the bishop talk about the statistics not being public. This is a public document, 2022, October. Research done by Ministry of Health Statistics Salon and African Population Health Research Center. 91,494 abortions a year, of which more than 80% they end up with moderate or severe complications, including death. Almost 1 in 10 women, they die or almost die from that. And we get an abortion rate, an unintended pregnancy rate of 70 per 1,000 women on average. So we take 1,000 women, 70 get belle we no want. If that's an average, if you go to a certain part of the country like southern region, it's even more. 1 in 10 women don't get belle we no want. Abortion rates per 1,000 people, 44 women If you take 1,000 women, put and 44 don't do abortion at one point in their life. So this now all without this bill. Okay, so if they talk about the mother, the life for life, this are the argument and they all, if we look at what they talk about the perspective now. This all is happening now and nobody's doing anything about it, by the way. Not for now, government they do nothing but religious leader they do nothing but just they happen, whether they die, or forget about I'll make like no.
So
and again,
when the religious leader them be afraid for still they happen.
So lives are being lost. Okay? And again, it's also important for no say that this abortion. I mean, I know they shy away from using the word abortion because I'm not trying to hide anything there. Abortion they happen, okay, and in a very dangerous, unregulated way. Now, out of this 90,000 abortion, we say 70,000 end up with serious complications, moderate to severe complications or death. Why? Because they go under unsafe conditions. You know that then people in there are the one they will not able to afford for go pay for let them get safe abortion. So these are the poor girls and women then we can't afford, we marginalized, we get associated with a lot of stigma, and then they die. And then they make nobody not do nothing but hate. If every day rich woman there, rich girls they die from abortion, by now people have don't revolt for say we for do something about her now. But because now the voiceless and then sit down they die, I make nobody talk nothing about that. If we want to talk about, you know, letting people die as a state for we now also sin. Because that is not all for do for the protect the lives of we citizens the way they are now. The other thing, let's address now some of the issues then at the bill welcome. So this document, by the way, it's public. Then if you Google and stuff, you see the research we don't do is everywhere. Okay, it's not a secret document. It's been published since 2022. Okay. Now, and not to, just in case somebody can talk, not America can give you this document on the Ministry of Health and Statistics alone, who says the partner would want because they go, we don't see the issue. And because again, all the arguments and before now, where the data, what will be the try for push this document. That's why now we'll do the data, look at the public. Now we'll go into the document itself. I will address just some of the technical issues, then me colleague now go talk about the rest. I think we get some misunderstanding, maybe we and the intelligence there's around some of the technical terms then at this bill. First of all, the bill cannot say abortion, they go take full term, they say back abortion by 14 weeks or less. It has to be one or the other. So specifically now 14 weeks they right now at the document. And just so now know, the first previous documents been asked up to 24 weeks. But because of engagement with stakeholders, including interreligious council, first we'll reduce to 18 weeks. They will go back, we'll engage. Well, now, so again, that's why I'm responding to this, because bishops say we don't engage, but then concerns them, they go no more engage, they only do nothing about them concerns them. But as you can see, we'll begin 24 weeks. We engage, stay, I think maybe 2022, so now we'll go 18 weeks. We engage, stay, we'll go 14 weeks. Okay, so you can see that concessions are being made in the document. Again, and I also want to say, by the way, even up to 3 weeks ago, we'll meet interreligious council. There is some concerns as well. We will even not incorporate into the new document. It might not be reflected in the document the bishop again now, because we don't give them this one. But every day, up to 10 p.m. yesterday, we'll sit down. Because not all interreligious council no more said, even from public, or they engage with the public, some of the concerns where they can always sit down and say, okay, this one you can pull on first. And not they affect the nitty-gritty or the core of the 201 doing for protect women's lives. So up to yesterday, we don't make changes in the document. They make changes every day based on the views where they can. The other thing, the one going to be safe, I even mentioned, is going to allow focus on a distraction. There's nowhere anything we get for do this bill. We mention LGBTQ. So let's just, that is not a topic for discussion. We can pan this bill. Now, again, malformation. Bishops say, the bill say any malformation with the determination. No, the bill is quite clear.
Sorry, Bishop, say what?
Say any picking with a malformation, then a right for do abortion. Not also the bill say. It say malformation, we don't determine, say, the fetus, malformation of the fetus, we incompatible with life, as determined by a trained, certified medical professional. Not to salon no more. Other country there, we even get more advanced diagnostics. Sometimes from where the belly I think at 13 weeks, sorry, they asked this man, forgetting I mean the medical expert in this room. We get certain scan the way they do at designated time. You get 13-week scan where they tell you like the 9 day able to check the age of the pregnancy for sure. You get 20-week scan, what they call the anatomy scan. That 20-week scan, they go tell you people and say, this baby, unfortunately, no mama know why I hear that, but unfortunately, it gets such a condition, like some people they inside the belly, where they not get aid. We call her anencephaly, than the medical term, than not get aid. They already tell you, say, there is no way this pikin they survive as you born them, they die. So now they will mean by malformation incompatible with life. But then again, not what you go hide. This is something that the scan go clearly show. It will be determined only by a professional, and the scan they clearly show. We get.
What will determine whether or not that can begin the
so I will come to that specifically because certain things in the way we say health professional trained and qualified, but certain things they depend on what you are talking about can only be qualified by, for example, an obstetrician gynecologist specialist. Certain things in the way go be qualified by a medical doctor. Certain things in the way go be qualified by a midwife. But either way, as ministry and as regulatory bodies, we're not even just ministry. We know waiting each health worker, you level of expertise also for tap. We'll not give work we pass you. Because again, it will defeat the purpose where we want, we're not for save lives, right? The other thing again I want to talk about now, the issue of girl child can just go and say I want to do abortion. That's not what is in the documents. The documents clearly states with consent from a responsible adult. Okay? And again, I want to mention, says we don't get a lot of views about this issue of responsible adults and mental health issues and then one and day. And we are working on it, like I said, not a static document, we are working on this document, and we are even with SIDOM, would they think about, okay, some of these views then get valid points. How do we look at these points and make these documents better? We will protect women and all men go at least understand. Another thing we maybe I have mentioned, I should say Minister now have mentioned that. Let's be honest, if you are coming, if they can't look at this bill one by one, I say, well, the abortion now because of this, now because of this, we're not good with this, we're not good with this. But then you start the conversation on the premise, say, we're not good with abortion totally anyway. Is there any way we all go sit down at 100% and say we're okay with this bill? It's not possible. So we and the Interreligious Council, we all know we're able to agree 100% on this bill, and that is okay. We all get different views, we get different roles and responsibilities, then get different roles and responsibilities. So we're not going to be able to agree, no matter how much times we consult.
Madam Minister, it said two people for form begin.
Yes.
And when Bishop talk, make mention of confidentiality parts, we're going to put now the bill, and he explains say the bill where they suggest say the woman gets to agree for to terminate a pregnancy without the knowledge of the man. Extend that part for the public.
Okay. So I will talk small and then my colleague will answer that question better than me. Now the bill says yes, say a woman get the right, okay, for this side. Now also two things they will not take into consideration what they think about that day. Number one, right now, the 90,000 abortion where they happen a woman they do not also. If you to say then they go ask the man them permission first. Say
you will question the statistics.
Now look how he didn't look at hold on, just Google that. In fact, I will send them to you in case last save you the problem, the trouble for Google. Now woman they do not
just
like
so we continue.
Loud on me point.
We continue this way, or can we have a conversational way?
No,
or we just wait until
where Bishop be the talk and interrupt.
No, I was just asking something, you know, I mean then you say just
okay.
ask us.
Because otherwise we go and not let be back and forth.
No,
loud on you ask me question. So right now the woman in the door, not so the one who they go die. They know they ask permission from the man. No. I'm just saying that is the problem that we have now first. But again, look at the bill. The woman who then they rape and the pikin was subjected to incest. Who they for go ask for permission for do termination, for do abortion? They for go meet the rapist and say, "Bola keep this belly or la pula." Is that what we are saying? So the bill not can cause problem between marital couples. This example people talk say married woman go pull the belly not tell a man. Then they use the possibility of 1% of that happening for detract from the whole essence of this bill. That is not what this bill is about. And again, the minister can't talk. They go tell you about the state responsibility and rules and how not to go begin interfere in marital problems then.
Now, we don't listen to the interreligious counseling position and some of the things them way them feel say as religious leader them. They get responsibility for guide as well, especially we camp and protecting life of pikin we still then at the womb. When you look at waiting then at the t-shirt safe, they say babies in the womb have a right to life. Now, one of them concerned then Dandy, Siba.
Yeah. I think sitting there in the studio today is beautiful for democracy. As Minister of Civic Education, I'm really pleased. I really want to commend Bishop Akintayo Sonjoli and calling them a man by the immense respect for. I think if I let family listen clearly to the points they really make, and as the Minister don't say we only listen to that point here, it's important for advance with democracy. I really wish that they will step up more and more and more on more issues. For example, plenty issues in this country we want to let them continue to provide this kind of guidance on. It's important that they not limit them to only these emotionally charged issues. That's one thing I want to say. Second thing is, I think if anybody listens clearly to the position of the bishop, and you listen to the position of the Interreligious Council, by the way, the position people are online now, if you watch them, incredible we read every day, right? As the minister said, if you start from the premise in which the word within an initiate say child mother, because the bishop starts with a definition for kill. Mother, now the intentional, aggravating say I want to kill, I will kill. With respect, I would say not to a good way that for start this conversation. Because even the bishop say, President, you don't want to kill anybody. You can't start a public debates by accusing me, we can this morning. The only thing I don't do my entire life, I for trying to make this country better. The only thing this woman don't do is go school for, I for trying to make this country better. So for accuse we say we want murder, it's again, I understand that, but an emotionally charged way for rile up emotion for call murder. The fact is, as the bishop say, President Bill, Dr. Mohamed Jalo, we all want to do one thing. We have to solve the social problem. The thrust of the argument, not to foresee. So, in 1 minute, they say, for remove abortion completely, no reference to termination, for happen. In the other minute, they get issue with the number of weeks, they get who the abortion will be permitted and all that. So, I think what we need to agree on, now some baseline where anybody really pay attention to this conversation will understand. The 1861 law not even it's 163 years. You know they appropriate in any country. By the way, Father Famble no say, now salon today, by the law, if you get the elect they rape you, elect you they die, elect na the papa you the belly, elect if you foresee the doctor, the like how Dr. Mustapha don't say. They don't watch the pregnancy, they don't see this, you know, get aid. If the woman born and they die, the law will get right now. He say, how if you born a pikin? Like you die, you go die now with pikin. Then a law way will not get placed for this society. It's important we all agree on that. I think we can agree on that, say that law they need for change. We need for ensure how we will make exceptions and different. And this law basically does that. It's so clear. The law say, hey, and you know, as the minister said, the bishop say, you will not listen to them. The point is, consultation no means say, I agree with you by everything. We start part 24 with part 14. They don't make points about, for example, use of certain words we don't prove, about how you go ensure, say, picking them, that we increase the threshold for other who accompany if you're not picking them. All them points and they will accommodate. The point to say we fundamentally disagree, and it's a disagreement I'm comfortable with, because we cannot agree. Bishop is starting premise is guided primarily by scriptural text. We starting premise is guided primarily by the constitution of self. We are guided by our moral faith on the side through who we're going to church and mosque by the council. But there is a reason I like to remind people that we not make the archbishop and the chief imam, for let them be the speaker, the president, this, that, because that's not the state we want. We want them to have a role and input not necessarily the singular dominance, but especially for reasons like this. Because in this reason, it is an issue, we clearly then we take a high moral bar position. We cannot, because girls are dying. We have to make a tough decision for protect the citizens of the country today. One the way they are. We know, say me and you know, any citizen where they watch this, whether in a church, whether in a mosque, then they go pull out.
Mr. Minister, this bill, this time around will be the third time. It go first in Parliament, it not succeed. It come back as a private member motion, championed by the Honorable Asita Kabia, by then we be in a Parliament. It go to His Excellency the President with the intervention of the same religious leader there. So the then President not been signed them. It don't come back, and I don't try for modify them according to you, and continue for the engage. Things the way the religious leader they don't want to try for tweak them a little bit. Citizens then go see His Excellency the President with the intervention and continued engagement with the religious leader. Then finally, this bill, His Excellency put his signature para, and as you say, he want to protect women and girl picking in a salon.
Yes, I think it clear say the difference between the previous version is first you have a different precedent where you get a very clear commitment to women rights and willing for do big tough things for advance women their rights as well. And when a private member motion, that means not a government bill. This bill is a government bill. I'm making a be there. I made the talk for His Excellency the President. It's important. Now ministry carry the bill. It don't go cabinet to take force. Cabinet already review. It get the blessing of His Excellency. Now you don't say now go parliament. So you can assume now say His Excellency confident. Now make a there because I speak for him, for the government. So it's also important say the other point where one big who I think let people then listen, especially we ask my Lord Bishop for quote scripture. Adults in a sin. We agree. Fornication is sin. But Khadija knew that if we kill people in a salon because of them commit adultery, if we make law, if we say adultery and fornication, we commit it, if we die, or if we even hold you or go lock in a jail, nobody know go free you. That make laws entirely just based on the written word of scripture. Now he make the people the way that faith, now they cancel we. Then the left wheel of they go take this secular position for lead the states. So we don't take the inputs.
Now that's what I want to ask you.
Very important.
This on a position, what you will say to a certain set of the public, we will say then why you have a circular angle and forget about the religious aspects.
No, not forget.
Where they not say
the
both
most
Christian and Muslim in this case no wants this.
In me of faith. No. By the way, I want to make that clear. You can't say Christians and Muslims, right? Because we are all Christians.
Now the interreligious council,
which is an institution. They represent an institution, okay? And their responsibility is clear for guide and take a position based on the doctrine and the moral of their own scriptural text, which we respect, which is important. We not disregard that. Look, if we want to disregard, we not get this conversation. We not listen. We not come out 24, count 14. We not. But the most, and in this importance, I really want people to listen to this part. Nothing or they will more immoral in humble position or opinion than for let the states don't watch because in them we die fragile and 90,000 girls. Again, the question we get for us is waiting at the alternative we would prefer, because in any society in the world you're going to get unwanted pregnancy. And by the way, this law we don't propose, it aligns with the same law that within a country that we much more religious than Salon. Saudi Arabia, the law, they get exceptions for rape, for the life of the mother, for all the things that we should talk about. So, Ireland, when a full Catholic state, then they allow termination up to plenty weeks and is similar to this bill. Okay? You think about country the way you consider, say this now more majority Muslim countries, Tunisia, Algeria, or Christian majority countries, Ghana, all the countries then law is similar to what we present now. We still there 1861. Now they did. So it's very clear. See, the country in position now for let me make advancement. And one thing the way Minister just remind me, the overarching recommendation of the Interreligious Council, I want to read that because in the position of people to government, it's clear. Now I make us say we agree, we really think about it. Then say our main recommendation is that the existing Offences Against the Persons Act 1861, which permits abortion under particular circumstances, should be upheld with amendments to certain clauses that ensure the safety of mothers. Who said then, with respect, get around is the Offences Against the Persons Act do not permit abortion under any circumstance. Okay. But by their own position, they are saying we should permit abortion under certain circumstances and for make sure for the safety of mothers. Now, on those things, the people only decide that safety and the circumstances are the medical doctors. And then they don't inform this bill. So on that point, they win at the overall general recommendation, we are on the same page.
Now, so na Civic.
It's public.
It's public document.
So,
the group.
as the minister didn't take time for clarify, let me just make that clear. Yeah. In the consultations, now, for say that I've been say abortion under no circumstance, if the court says that here, I think it's on recording. I don't say abortion under no circumstance. Okay, let's go clear because it's say accidentally and we're live. So there's an audience to that. Maybe the minister, like so passionate, for see people do well that, they go a little bit, in the cited direction. So also make mention that we make it clear in the consultations with them that when the mama in life threatened, okay, then we know say this one you can save the mama in life, okay. And by the way, the minister, there's so many more countries in the world where the minister make reference to Nigerian position, and go to some other countries, the MNC say they said to the kind of same line we take that if not for save the mama in life, we agree. You understand, okay? But then other things being said, not of concern. Now, for instance, and by the way, also you make mention about you go get for CV be involved in other areas as well. We are more than willing if we're informed. Okay, take for instance now only 2 days ago we get the Child Rights Act from the one of the government what do you call it now the head of legislative committee. When you got that, we're asking that got only got 2 days ago. So many things are going without we knowledge, and then when we ask, we don't have access to it.
It didn't government printer and the Gazette. So
okay.
People will have to appoint somebody who will monitor the Gazette there, because all documents is required by law for good Gazette, and there will be a system. We can discuss that.
Yes, but then we also understand that not forget consultation with we. So besides saying go to Gazette, there should be consultation and engagement. So that is absent. Yes. And then as you talk about religious leaders again, the way go almost sound as if we're not connected with reality. Okay, but let me say this, for example, the fact to the Interreligious Council and religious leaders as moral guarantors. And we all know say without intervention, there'll be no peace in Sierra Leone when some go through war. And so we're not just concerned about putting a biblical or what do you call Quranic position to things. No, all right. So intervention goes much more beyond that. And yes, indeed, murder might be a deliberate act, but I can tell you for sure there's a lot of deliberate acts in abortions going on, all right? And so we want to say that as far as this is concerned, when it concerns the safety of a life, then we can attend to that. Now, when we also look at the issue, go back to this issue of consensus and age and all the rest of it in the bill. The bill say that any responsible adult, okay, we now say 21 years and above is responsible adult can give permission or give agreement for me to do abortion on somebody. So that means anybody can walk out to the street, pick anybody with 21 years of age. Not saying I'm papa, not saying I'm mama, not saying I'm husband. Says anyone 21 years of age. Just go and pick anybody, come and give permission. All right, and then this can be done. Now you also say. I deal with the words being used. So example, at first you had comprehensive sexuality, which we objected to, and comprehensive was taken out, and sexuality remained. Now what my definition of sexuality, all right? And so that will make understand why we made it clear about LGBTQ practices, okay? Because it was comprehensive sexuality, and then we object, remove comprehensive, and sexuality remain there. No, so but but the word is there, so you cannot call it distraction.
That's not the Bishop, look the minister and I just make
well, not to look the minister and So for instance, what I think for be fear. Okay, in as much as them also get this debate today, or this discussion today, we're all on the same page for the welfare of our nation. Then that document where I say then don't work on so far. We don't get the latest version for come in, so I'm just not done at the come with. So I go agree, say yes, this is so or that is not so. But if we see words near so, and they say this word saying, oh no, this note of concern, then enough for the day. Okay, then please accommodate. And then also, like we say, it is clear that as far as health concerns are there. Now you make mention to the position paper, so we go look for see what thing that they respond to. Okay, but for make we come there and say that we have responded to this up to 10 o'clock last night, we were not there. We have no information. Okay? And so let's see it. Because in the past, national times say, oh no worry, this will be taken care of. Only for me. In the very day you came 2 Tuesdays ago, you gave us 2 different documents. One document came through soft copy. Another document came through hard copy. So with the day, and as you can remember, my laptop in front of me, I work with soft copy, and I was Sheikh Barry sitting next to me, and he said, so I said, no, don't mistake. You know, did again. He said, Bishop, what can I so? And then I look, I was like, oh. And so we're doing it, so would it be kept in that place where it will be told that, okay, now this one, no.
So
we want to be.
You think at any point when I go agree at some point and this bill go pass?
Let me agree something with the Honorable Minister of Health say. There may never be 100% agreement.
Yes.
Okay? But what thing we want to see happen is that them as, government and then parliament lawmakers, they pay attention also to the people who they represent and what they say and what's good for them. But for this, well, this is the best way forward, and that this we see. That, for example, like we kind of take exception to statements like, we've just passed this year, so we're not being consulted now. Is that so? Then the people also have got some responsibility. This, for example, in the meeting we had, I objected to that when you were there.
No, what you say, did I say that if we don't pass, I will not consult now? I will never say that.
You will never say that?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. And thank you for having a discussion. Okay.
Anybody who quotes me so misrepresents.
Okay.
Let me just start by saying here that it's a great
now, make a draw back to, like I make mention, to the meeting we had when I talk about the consultation we had, in which it was said clearly, and you were there, that we can pass this with no consult now. Oh, come on.
Who said that?
There were four what do you call now?
Parliamentarians. 2 from APC, 2 from SL.
Yes. And you were in that meeting. You were there. I
don't remember anybody saying that, because that's not the sentiment we went there with. So if anybody said that clearly, my Lord Bishop, this is not our position. As you know, we've gone out of our way to make sure that your respected, important views are listened to and heard and incorporated where we can. So that is never the position of President Bill. It's never the position of this government. If anybody said that, we apologize. That is not what we intend.
Absolutely. So then, representing the, talking about we being institution, we're not merely an institution. Almost everyone in this nation is either a Muslim or a Christian. All right, so not saying we're just an institution. We deal with people, we do represent people. In fact, we are more in touch with people than you are in touch with people. You will argue, say yes or no. I mean, you know, information minister, so that's because
When it comes to the closing the program, Bishop, quickly, wetin go change the current position wey una own regarding this bill? Wetin go change and the other thing una go settle for?
The honourable minister just got to the conclusion on reposition. Okay, we talk about amending that law. Now there are things contained in we cannot go through all of this really. So it's online. Okay, it's out now, so anybody can access that and see what thing that we concerns in various other areas then. We maybe for now with time we can't articulate.
So all of that they are the deal breaker for now.
Sorry?
If they do all of that, they una will get una will reach at an agreement, una will support the parliament pass the bill.
Yes, and then even go through and put the concerns. And but remember, I don't say to you that we look at the various things analyzed there, but we come to conclusions saying that, you know, when I go back and amend that one, and like I said at the beginning, the good things about this bill for take care of people, you know, create facilities. You know, there's some things when I released recently, well, artists didn't know my name. We not release them, okay? But we talk about the benefits of this bill and all those things, and then you know, access when we get to this care and all that. So my thought was this: so without the bill, we're not going to provide this care, minus the bill. What's the responsibility of government for making sure all men around the country get access, all the women get access to this? So that day, not to be tied to, well, this bill will make it be say, no. That need to be on a policy and approach minus this bill. And I would separate completely the areas of concern, put the health issues, and deal with them. A separate bill can be created with this. We said for the shout, yes to the bill, yes, the camera yesterday. You understand, right? So put that aside. But then where it comes to the issues of termination of life, abortion, okay, the things about consent, with the Mr. Taif explained, honestly, you know, work that with it as he explained, in terms of between, you know, family members, and this thing will cause a huge, big issue in homes and families. And then across the country, even though they said that this bill not promotes this, but when you go through and talk about the benefits we then put out recently, I'm telling you, it will promote this. And somebody very uninformed and talking about this thing, they make mention about this arranged for constant day inside. We don't go work out in a people country. You stand right. You fancy even the ordinary man, I will not say the education no need for improve, but then they will put out all these things so anybody can get easy access. Now we get WhatsApp. You stand right. They can't then circulate all these things this past short term for promote this bill. If they be non circulate things, we don't get time for look into those links then and say, okay, this is so. So for example now, what you would not present in this way we get access to is a whole lot of links then where they show various concerns, okay, about this whole process. Okay, so I think in terms of the engagement, and now the new agree, go back and amend that. The health issues, put it in a separate bill, and then we save go do it and go back on now. But for say, you know, going right through, for example, as a maybe try for conclude, make us conclude. You ask me for conclude, and I conduct this. Okay, you know, when you talk about reproductive, you know, health services and all of these things, like we will see going throughout the document, and then now again, like I make mention, the word, you know, about medical, you know, medical officers, whatever they use, okay. As you go through, you see a lot of things being said about health workers and about these things. We're not talk about doctors. You are a doctor. You know the kind of situation we face right now with CHOs in the nation. Just recently, I mean, I deal with issues from pastors across the country. I gave a take to doctors and can you please look at this prescription? The mental can say, this not a doctor, sir. This not CHO don't do. I say, how you know? He says, sir, no doctor can prescribe this kind of medication for any patient. You understand? understand? And then, so with this, so now one can begin this kind of training. Put those things in place, but not pass this bill when those structures are not in place for sustain them. You understand, right? The medical facilities across the nation, we could go out and see now all the 5 places, and we could see these things in place before you say, okay, this to go for all the country.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We join this morning quickly. Yes, Dr. Jalika, you don't listen to Bishop Sam Jolly. They don't.
Can you permit me? Make sure say that they get the first word.
Now you get the last.
So make me get the last word. Thank you very much.
Don't go way beyond time, sir. Quickly, doctor.
Yes, so I think say first of all I just want to say this waiting up in answer today it don't make me really happy because this is a big progress.
We want to.
This exactly. This is a big progress because I think that the first thing this we don't sit down, we don't agree say we will be able to agree on something, not 100%, but on something. And I think say we all don't also hear the interreligious council and position for say in certain circumstances we can talk about we can talk about abortion in certain circumstances. That will be big progress. Not just understand and I also want for you know accept and agree say then the moral guarantors we all know the constituents and certain thing and then the bill. I think he mentioned something about we begin in 2 different documents in 2 different places. That is a reflection say again this is a very not a static document. So sometimes we'll meet with them today, we'll make changes. The next 10 are different documents.
But that was in the same meeting anyway.
I know. So
Now the timing of the
exactly. Now the timing of the version then.
Yeah.
So it's so flexible. Every day, every week, they make changes them. And unfortunately, you're right. We'll not count this new version again for them because again, when you don't gazette a document, you cannot just change it. It has now to be changed after legislative committee all madons ago. These changes we don't make now. We as ministry and government we don't make based on the convention. But I assure Bishop now public at the talk I no go live publicly. Say the documents we get now and wait he go see what they go see don't now discuss. They go see the changes we don't reflect their opinion them. Especially back the concern on this but responsible adults. It's very valid. All man stories, including we safe because of discussion with Tuna. And again, we don't address that in a big way. We will not say, "Una go be okay with." I just want to assure you, Dandy. But again, I just want to end on that note. They say, at this point, the whole I think Bishop talk about why we not separate into 2 different documents. Then. The entire premise of this bill, like how we don't talk, now for protect women and girls, their lives, them and their well-being, and now for reduce women do they die, being anything for do belly business or reproductive business. So, would they address all things in total? You know they say, Lord deal with this force, who left this force. The one the way they die of abortion, Lord left them first, Lord deal with this force. No. Because again, we normally no woman die of anything where we can prevent. I make we get 1 document where they address all done it together.
Thank you, Madam Minister. Quickly, Civic clearly shows say the issue of communication that be a big problem in all of this negotiation. We will not only get with the interreligious council going forward. How now going to ensure so we get this open door policy in terms of continuous engagement. So this some amount of agreement we don't get now this morning will continue.
So I want to close by thanking personally the very respected Bishop Akintayo Sanjoli. Every time we don't get this engagement with him, I want to make it clear, say he's been thoughtful, he's been respectful, he's been incredibly dignified, and I say the same thing to all everybody in the Interreligious Council. We get a really incredible meeting with the Archbishop Tampa Charles Linde, we get other religious leaders there, my own uncle, Sheikh Barry Sepinde. The positions, again, there are some positions I think we disagree on fundamentally. We're never going to agree. I agree on that. Right?
So you're planning never to agree with me?
No, there are some positions.
Mr. Minister, all right.
There are some positions we may never agree because, we come from 2 very different places. But there's no doubt in my mind that we have been edified. We don't learn from Una, we don't benefit from Una, in the process don't be enriched from Una. I really want to continue to plead to the public for let them learn from even the religious leaders and the way this conversation will be conducted.
Yeah.
We can disagree without being disagreeable. Nobody not to kill her. Nobody no want kill. Nobody, they no want let them go. They no want let me cousin die. They are not killers. Myself no, she don't want let possible kill picking. We get a social problem. We try to address that social problem there through different ways for reduce loss of life in general. We get different ways and they will try to do that. Everybody they try for see okay what's in the evidence say what's in the way to are guided by our faith and all that and how we solve that social problem there. And at the end of the day, I think what we say to the Intelligence Council government they say we not come necessarily seek 100% approval, but we came to seek an understanding. We came to pay respect, and for there we get inputs. For the documents be better. That's a commitment we continue to make to the public, that as the Minister of Information and Civic Education, as the government, we continue this engagement. We don't go all over, we will do better, we will do more town hall conversations, we will engage more religious community, and I take the point where the bishop take very serious. That on these issues, with our social, cultural, economic, and justice issues, we will do a better job. For make we reach out to them, but I also the challenger with respect. Let them say do a better job for be more proactive and for reach out and for see who side and say, okay, how can we help you? How can we make this better? So I think when we do that, the beautiful thing about reconciliation is that we will get a good outcome. As we see, Catholic, Muslim, Bishop, now we're in Udaka today, now it's a beautiful country.
We're known for kind side for doing things.
It's a beautiful, incredible country we have. A country where we're not bound just by the extremities of waiting we don't text and say, but with a firm common ground. And on this issue, we commit say we will continue to seek that common ground.
Many thanks.
I think you give me up. Yes, I know. So give me.
I present paper at 10.
Of course, for a minute.
1 minute.
I say we go remain open for dialogue and talk. Okay. But then we also want to say, please not pay attention that in all what we do, we not get the rights of people being trampled upon. All right, where for instance, doctors then can be imprisoned or fined. Parents then can be imprisoned or fined because we make a point known. So not get right, because that word now, we talk about violence nowadays, they will define it differently, including verbal violence, where if this thing pass as it is, with how those things were addressed, and you say what they preach in a pulpit and express these same views, they're not going to arrest me inside church because they're not going for that, they're going from Nadumot. If this law be passed and say, I can't explain, we're going to get nice for invite person they respect, but they will still invite you. So we say, go back and go through these things, because beyond conclusion is this go and amend within the.
I know saying a bishop forget the last one, but
one for me can get the last one.
Important bishop, you can talk about, but you get some talking to the important way also don't come up, because me saying a doctor, I'm a medical professional. Where some people they say the bill go target doctor they will refuse for provide abortion services. Again, that need to be oversight on our behalf. You were perfectly correct on that. And they are showing publicly say we don't address that issue. No medical people.
And the consultation with the medical council, the medical association is not as we're supposed to be throughout this process. It should have been done better.
So nobody they go target any health professional. Now you choice for refuse. Thank you,
President Bill, God forbid let them arrest.
Thank you very much.
President Bill will never allow that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for when I joined me this morning. Can get conversation on some of the issues there. So I want to say many thanks to you, Bishop Aketa Osanjoli. We represent the Inter-Religious Council, Dr. Jalikatu Mustapha, the Ministry of Health, and also we get your Minister Naya, the Minister of Information, a Civic Education Chair in Oba, in Safe video with you at the studio. Many thanks for Nakam. We'll also go end the show for this morning and continue for Watch Liberty TV. We'll bring you more engagement on this particular bill so that una will get clear understanding on waiting at some of the things them where they inside there. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a blessed day.
Alright, continue for Watch Liberty Online TV and don't forget if you don't follow the news today, Parliament